Welcome back to Drew's Garage. I'm Drew Weber. We're here with Dave Oakley from Bridgestone Motorsports and Importation Thibault. As you can see, we are in the Bridgestone pit. You will see this at every CSBK race that you guys go to. Bridgestone is the spec tire supplier for the entire CSBK series. I ran on them all last year, one of my favorite tires I've ever ridden on as well. And we're here with the man, David Oakley, who basically is the tire guru. When I met Dave didn't know who I was. He signed off on me using a set of brand new slicks that I had from leftover from the season before because I was injured, helped me out. Anytime I've stopped him in the pits, he's always given me lots of advice on either tire pressures or the way the tire generates heat. Always willing to give people some time, and it's been a really good experience for me personally as a racer that the spec tire supplier isn't just forcing you to buy their tires, they're actually giving you something with the tire. So, Dave, welcome to the channel. Thanks for giving us a couple minutes of your time. Tell us about Bridgestone and tell us about what Bridgestone's plans are for the CSBK 2025 season and what we're bringing, what you guys are bringing towards the series.
Well, thanks for the nice introduction. And it's always a pleasure to deal with all the racers. We love, it's a great community and we're always there to help out. And that's exactly what we want to do. Importation Thibault and Bridgestone coming into the series, the whole point of that exercise was to be a support system, to come in and offer just more than just a purchase. It's an experience, it's also a community, and we take that really seriously. So I appreciate that comment, because we really do take that to heart. 2025, I mean, it's going to bring just another series, another season for us. It's our third season out of a 4-year contract, so we're really happy that we're continuing on and it's going well. We're generating a little bit more interest here at the show today. We're trying to get, again, more campaigning to try to get people on board, more supporters into the series, more riders that can come up and that may want to be involved. We got to think about the future, and then we're trying to pave the future for some of the younger riders.
Great.
So in 2025, I think what we can expect is pretty much the same thing that we've always offered, which is, we have an extensive crew, a support crew from Bridgestone that we can bring up from the U.S. Most of them come from Nashville. A couple of tire engineers. We have a race tech expert, Rory O'Neill. Yep. He comes up from the U.S. Jim Dowell, Jared Williams. These are a fantastic crew of people that work for Bridgestone, and they're coming each round to support the riders, to give them information, to find problem solving for them, and so they have the best experience possible and get the best results out of the tire that they can. Right. So that's essentially our job. Thibault and our crew, what we try to do is we try to offer the installation services and the expertise and the assistance to each one of the riders so that they can expect that tire is going to perform at its best, and then there's no, it's flawless. There's no installation errors. We can really guide you in the right direction and make sure that it's done right.
So as far as like you said, the tire services that you guys provide, for those of you who don't know, if you pull into the hot pit, Dave's got a team of guys in the pit that'll check your tire temperature, your tire pressure, ask you how the bike's feeling, give you any recommendations based on the ambient pressure going up or down, track pressure going up and down. That's a service that's included for everybody, any of the racers that come into the pits, correct?
Absolutely. And the other services that we offer in the paddock here, tire change service and balancing, all of that comes for free to the rider. We offer those services to the rider. When they buy new tires from us, we don't expect that you have to pay for those services. We do it for you. Right. And we have really kind of a seamless system. And I'll walk you through the way that works here.
Yeah.
You'll have a better understanding.
Yeah, if you could give, for those people who don't know, people at home, I'm new to CSBK, I'm coming in, I want to bring in a set of tires. What is the process from the cleaning area to the drop-off to the pickup? Take us on a little bit of a tour through your awesome setup here.
So it's kind of mock setup right now, missing a couple of pieces, but generally it kind of looks the way it is. So what happens is the first thing you would do is you would go to the administration desk, and then we would normally be right over here, that corner there, on one of the ends. Or on one of the ends, yeah. Okay. And the wash stations will be very close to that area. So you would deal with our administrative assistant, Maggie. She's been doing it for a couple of years with us, and we expect that she's going to continue. Yeah. So Maggie would meet you, and then she would find out what your needs are and set you up with that sale, give you a ticket that has an order. So it's a queue number. So when everybody's going to be served, in order, so that we make sure that everybody doesn't
hops the line.
No unnecessary waiting, right?
Yep.
Okay, and mix-ups. So we put document information on there, on that tag. It'll be the number in which we treat that tire. It'll be the compound that you chose and the size of the tire that you chose.
Right.
And then if there's any other recommendations on it, like check my valve or special concessions to maybe the wheel might be bent or something, you want to check things, you can write that on the ticket, and then the technicians will follow through with those orders, read the ticket every time through the whole step.
Okay.
First step after meeting with Maggie then is to go over to the wash basins and wash your wheels. And we have these.
And make sure you do that, because they get a little upset if you don't. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, that's right. We're always going to ask riders to clean the wheels. And it's to save time. It really is. And not just that. When it's clean and we have a better idea, we can see things very clearly. If there's like a crack or a bend, a ding in the wheel, if it's really, really dirty, sometimes it might conceal those damages,
right?
And we'd be unaware of it, and we couldn't warn you of those conditions.
Yep.
And the other thing is tire weights. We stick them to the wheel, and we want to make sure that we get a good adherence of that tire weight. So. Yes. And we back that up with another piece of tape over the top to extra security. But if the wheel is clean, then we're going to have sort of less delays in the process.
Yeah, right? Just one less thing to go wrong.
Muck Off, another one of our partners that we bring into this series, who support the series, and what they do is they offer us a really nice cleaning station. So all the product is available. Riders come in, they clean their wheels, and then they put them on what we call the in rack, which is one of the tire racks. Yep. And then at that point, it starts. That's where the magic happens. You'll choose the compound that you want. So as you mentioned, there's multiple sizes and multiple compounds and multiple tires, different, depending on what class that you're riding in. So in Superbike and or 600, we're running the VO2 Slick. Yep. That tire was developed over the years from Bridgestone and their efforts at Suzuka. So it's a tire that it really performs very, very well, and it has a great long lifespan.
Yeah, I found that too. I found the endurance was great on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's from their understanding of endurance racing. So they really understand how to get performance out of that tire, but durability at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is a good value for the consumer.
Especially if you're new to racing, the cost can be, overwhelming. It can be a barrier to entry. One of the things I found with the Bridgestone was, depending on the track temperatures, I was able to take a tire I raced on, say on Saturday, and I was able to use it in morning practice and warm up on the Sunday, and still push it as hard without it feeling like it was a highly compromised tire. Which, when I ran the Pirellis, I loved the grip, but you basically had a one and done. You didn't really have the ability to take that tire and push it the way you could with a Bridgestone. So you do get more for your money, I found, with the Bridgestone in the durability and the grip versus just grip.
Yeah, I can relate. I mean, everybody is on a budget. It's very expensive to begin with, and we do recognize that our tires last a long time. The Bridgestone tire lasts a long time. Yeah. So that's great. That's just an added value for the racer. Yeah. And I think it was a great surprise too. It was an eye opener for many of the riders on the first season when they saw that it's kind of an added value for them as well.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. So then, once it's gone into the in rack, well, we're going to have to pull the inventory out, and the inventory would typically be on this wall here. Yep. It goes to the tire machines, the debeating machine, and it goes through the process all the way to the balancing and then onto the out rack. That's typically how it works.
And then essentially the racer would go, once it's on the out rack, they would find their tire. It's going to have their numbered tag on it. It's already going to be set as far as balancing goes. Now, when the rider comes in and they're picking compounds, we've got a couple display tires over here. Can you go over some of the highlights of the VO2 slicks with us? Because we've got a couple of them here. Obviously a VO2 slick rear, VO2 slick front. Yep. Like you said, it's developed at Suzuka. Bridgestone's done really, really well in the Endurance Series. It's always been a tire I'm a big fan of the Endurance Series. What do you find are the best benefits of the VO2 slick tire? For those who haven't run on it before, what's the best part of that tire?
Again, the durability and the predictability of that tire. It's not going to the expression is fall on its face. Right. Once you've sort of passed the stickiest portion of the compound, it starts to wear out. you don't really get a quick fall off.
Right.
It takes a long time before that tire really kind of fails you on the grip side.
Yes.
So that, I think, is the biggest key factor of that tire is just the durability and the predictability of that grip.
Yeah, and as a racer, that predictability is really important. It's really important in confidence building to be able to know that when I roll on the gas hard coming out of the hairpin at Shannonville on lap 3, that when I come out of the hairpin on lap 12, it's going to be a predictable wear. It's not just going to be lap 12 was great, lap 13 I'm in the woods.
That's right. Yeah,
which I've done. Which I have done. Not on a Bridgestone, but
want to avoid
I have done.
that. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Which I have done before. Yeah. So, thank you for taking us through everything. If somebody wants to either contact you or whether they want to be able to pick up some Bridgestone 6 for their own, maybe they're not a CSBK racer, where can they find these tires and where can they contact you?
That's a great question. So we have RTRs, race tire retailers in every province of the country. So wherever there are concentrated track days and sanctioned bodies for racing in motorcycles, each province we've assigned an RTR, race tire retailer.
Okay.
So in Ontario, you would get a hold of Canadian Motorsports.
Okay, yeah. And Wayne Kennedy?
Yeah, Wayne Kennedy, yeah. And he can provide you with all the tires that you need, all your needs for, and they offers delivery, and he also offers trackside services, much like we do for the CSBK.
Right.
But he does it for other series like Shore and like the Super Series or Shannonville.
Okay.
And I think even if somebody had track days and they were interested enough and had enough volume, you could contact him and he'd probably possibly go down and assist you with that as well. Yeah.
And if somebody was going to jump on a set of the slicks for the first time, say track day rider, they're running a 600 or super sports style bike, like a common, very easy track day bike as far as that goes, what compound would you recommend they try? Obviously weather conditions, track conditions make a big difference, but would you say something like the soft compound front and rear is a good starter to be able for people to figure out, or do you think a track day rider should go with a slightly harder compound they're going to get a little more life out of? What would the starting compound be for somebody new to Bridgestone?
It's subjective because it's a tire temperature sensitive. It's a temperature sensitive tire.
Right.
Sorry. And that meaning, so if the ambient temperature at that time is quite cold, then you might want to consider going to an extra soft compound because that's what it was designed for,
right,
to run in a temperature threshold. But the soft compound has such a wide operating range,
right,
that you could use that in many, many conditions. And I think that would be your go-to. That would absolutely be anybody's go-to, especially if you're just a track day guy. You can count that the soft will always take you through.
That's the one that's going to give you the biggest spectrum.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Sure.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.